All right, I just want to introduce Wolf from the Knights of the Free Company, and tell us a little bit about how long you've been doing this and whereabouts you do it.
I've been training with the Knights of the Free Company for near on 3 years, so this has been the third year, so 2.5 years fighting, a little bit over. We're based out of Kingsley Swords, under the banner of Runestone. Runestone's our recruitment company, so we bring in fighters from Runestone, upgrade them into the Free Company. That's where we fight. Basically, full combat, medieval sword fighting.
Okay,
so
and
that ranges from everything from German longsword, that's our predominant sort of fighting, sword buckler, twin sword, sword dagger. Everything in between.
Okay, and you specialise in the longsword? Is that what you specialise in?
Predominantly, longsword's my favourite sword of choice, due to mobility, speed, striking, intensity.
Okay, yeah.
It's come up a fair bit in the last few days.
And how many are actually part of the Free Company at the moment? How many have you got?
Active fighters, we have probably about 8 or 9 at the moment. There's probably about 14 that do fight with us. Saying that, we've got Runestone on top of that, which is another probably 5 or 6 up and coming fighters. Give them time.
Okay. Are you hungry? And when I was at the medieval fair, I didn't get to see the berserkers, but I've seen them in the European competitions and stuff like that. But what's the difference between what you do and what the dogs do?
Okay, so there's a complete different level of fighting between all these groups, including what we're doing now. So what we do, we have a combination of full metal fighting, so full contact, and that comes down to weapon systems as well as what we wear on the day. So HMB, which is berserkers, they're full steel. They fight to a point of yield, so they'll keep hitting each other until the guy goes down. Whereas we still fight to a point system. We fight to kill. So our fighting system's to win. We don't fight on points. These guys fight on points. So they're single points, 3-point systems, all that kind of stuff. We basically take that and kill. We win the fight via that. People like the Black Dogs, they'll fight similar to an SCA style, which is they fight to combat of what they're wearing at the time. So heavier armour, they fight harder. Less armour, they fight more strategic.
It looked a lot more theatrical to me as well.
It is slightly theatrical. They will hold their shots to mainly body shots, all that kind of stuff. They take away from the head shots. They keep entertainment-wise, whereas we fight to entertain.
To win,
It's all about getting that win. So. It is a little bit more brutal. We wear a lot more armour than the Black Dogs in that regard, but less than the berserkers. But we do have weekend down in Bailing Up, which a lot of people know the big medieval thing down there. So we have 2 days down there. We do full steel. It's basically just under what the berserkers do. That's full metal combat, so multiple hits. Fight to yield.
Okay, and what competition are we at the moment?
This one at the moment is rated, this is the National HEMA Association, so it's a combination of what we do, because we fight HEMA, it's all historical European martial arts, but they fight on a scoring system where each fighter goes in with 10 points and you lose 10 points as per hits. So head, torso strikes, they're considered main body disabilities, so they're major kill shots, 3-point loss, arms, any torso, leg, arm, hand, 1 point. They have a system where you can take an after blow, so even if you were to be hit in the head, if if you're within tempo, you can still score, so you can actually lose points after you've been hit. So it's an awkward training system. It encourages you to get out on guard. So a strong guard, that'll get you a good defence, and you won't get that extra hit afterwards.
Because I noticed some of the hits there are more technical than actual. Actual impact and stuff like that.
I have seemed to notice a lot of these guys are very technical fighters. It's taken away. It's more fencing than it is fighting. There is still a lot of these guys who are originally the founding members of all the medieval society in WA who still fight in that regard to proper sword fighting, not fencing. I don't like people hitting hard, which unfortunately I do that.
So now I'd like to know a little bit, because this is obviously day 2. You were in the rounds of yesterday. What happened in that?
So yesterday, I didn't go in confident. I'm not a big sword and buckler fighter. I like fighting 2 swords, or sword and dagger. Sword and buckler I can deal with. But at the same time, I went in there with a confident head to win. I fought well. I got pulled up somewhere on 24 times for rough contacts, intensity warnings, red flags, point loss.
Is that how you train though in the free company?
We don't train that style. Leading up to this event, this is my first year that I've actually been invited to fight in this kind of stuff.
So you need to be invited to be able to
they
fight
call
in
it
this?
Open event, so anyone in Australia can come into it. But we haven't been officially invited up until now, which we pushed the boundaries to get in the door. Once we got in the door, basically our guys have had 4 weeks to come up to speed on fighting to their rule set and skill set.
Okay.
So yesterday did go quite well, but basically, the intensity was a little bit more than what most people want.
When you talk about intensity, what sort of things are we talking about? Like grabbing and holding, or throwing, or?
Their interpretation of intensity is just hitting hard, so hard shots. They want technical shots. They want shots pulled. Any shot that can maim anyone, they consider not worthy of
well, I would have. That's was one of my questions I was going to ask. Is like, how much does the armour protect you from these shots?
My armour is quite good. I can take a shot. I'm happy to take a beating. That's what I train for. These other guys, they wear similar armour, and it's all Newton rated as well, so they can take the shots. They just don't want to. Yeah,
well, I would have thought, like in realistic fighting, you would have been hitting for impact anyway.
That's exactly right. So.
Well, I've seen that in martial arts as well, though. I mean, some people go a little bit harder than others.
My size, without the speed, you've got the power behind it as well. So if I need to pick up speed, I'm bringing power, and I'm going to hit someone hard. I can't pull it back, and I've been warned about 14 times today for hard hitting. So unfortunately, I've decided to throw the towel in and leave the tournament. Basically, due to respect for the other fighters, it's not so much the club. Referee I wasn't happy with. The other fighters are good fighters. Most of them are happy to fight me, and they will continue to fight me, but the way the refereeing and treatment's been on.
So do you, when you get a warning, do you not lose any points, or do you lose points eventually after a number of warnings?
After a certain amount of warnings, you start losing points. So
like 3 warnings or something like that, or
yeah, somewhere around there. Well, when you get 14 per round, it's
and you just get points put onto or deducted. Okay, yeah.
So they'll you can score a shot, and if they think it's out of war or too intense, they won't allow it. So I was scoring plenty of shots, but no points were given to me. So I got to the point where.
So is this just in longsword?
Longsword today, yeah.
Okay.
Yesterday was the same. I lost a lot of points yesterday. I advanced through 3 rounds, which was good. I should have been in the finals.
For sword and buckler?
Yeah, but I lost, obviously, in points taken from me. Today, I just purely out of respect for the other fighters, I said I'm not going to fight. So I don't want to hurt anyone that doesn't deserve to be hurt. Just purely out of respect.
Okay. Yeah. What about maybe your level of fighting? Would that suit the berserker style of fighting a little bit more with the full armour and everything? Or?
Somewhat, if everyone was in that particular style of armour, but there's such a vast range of fighters and styles and clubs that do this kind of stuff in WA. Each club's basically got their own style of fighting, so you try to adapt to the way they fight. It's the hardest part to this kind of style,
Well, it's part of your learning as well, I suppose, as well as you get out there and try it with different clubs.
It'd be much similar to asking some of these guys to come and fight in our ring and to our style, because they won't like the beating they get, to be fair, And it's not the fact that we'll be out there to beat people, it's just the way we conduct our fighting, and that's the way we believe is the right way to fight. So,
okay. Are you in any other sort of fights apart from the longsword? Obviously, you've done the sword and buckler. Are there any others that you're going to be
doing? Day 1's sword
buckler,
day 2's longsword, and day 3's rapier. They have open vent on the last day. That's for.
Are you doing a rapier though?
No, I won't be doing any of it. No, I'm not confident in rapier. I've never trained it. It's more fencing. It's something that I will potentially get involved in.
Because it's definitely a lot more technical,
it's a technical thing, and it's basically something that you can pick up and learn, and just advanced skill. It's not something I'd ever fight with, but definitely something.
Well, it's a different era as well, I suppose. So
it's very Spanish, and it's a hard skill to learn. But
right, and what weapons have you got here?
These are just 2 short swords. I've just pulled out from the competition. Longsword I've put away. These are I-33s. So,
is that for a dual sword competition or something like that?
If you're a dual sword, you just go with 2. Sword and bucklers, obviously, just with the one.
Okay, and you use that with the buckler. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, so never know.
We usually fight just basically as the sword is and how it was meant to be fought with. These swords do have a curled steel tip on them, but for safety reasons on this tournament they've asked us to tape up with the leather on the tops as well, and cross guards. It's a bit beyond me why you need to, but it's extra protection. Even though I do have it, I've got plenty of warnings.
I suppose also makes it a bit more visible as well if you've got
visibility, that. I think the refs need that visibility because most of them are blind.
It's like in most sports.
Excuse me. Other than that, it's been a fun learning curve, I suppose. But
where do you get your weapons from?
These are Egenes. So these are all forged in Poland, I think, are they?
I think it's
Hungary, yeah.
Okay, buy them online, obviously, and
online. So you're looking at about $350 for something like that.
Okay. What steel are they made of?
Oh, it's all hardened
steel. Like spring steel?
Yes, spring steel. Yeah. Okay. So most swords that we use will almost last a lifetime. I've only seen about 3 or 4 swords break in my time.
Okay. Yeah, it sounded like you broke a sword recently, did you?
I did. Yeah. That was a Chewolski. So that was made in Poland. One of the best sword makers in the world, apparently, but very...
Oh, well, you let him know, I suppose, give him some feedback.
I let him know. He got plenty of emails from me.
So how did you break that?
A replacement. I think it was just an imperfection in the steel, so after a couple of
Was it a stab or a strike?
Just strikes. It got a stress fracture. And,
against another blade?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So, that only lasted one fight. So 1 week, 2 years on order. $500 for a sword.
Yeah.
Wasn't pretty.
Have you looked at sourcing your swords locally at all, like within Australia?
I did get gifted a card just earlier on from a sword maker in Melbourne, so it potentially might be something I'll look at. But you got to stick with what you know as well. It comes down to the reputation of these swords. They last a lifetime, guaranteed if you buy originated.
Do you know how much that weighs at all?
Oh, well, I couldn't tell you. No.
Could I just have a feel?
Absolutely.
Did you buy them yesterday?
What's that?
Did you buy them yesterday, or did you buy them yesterday?
No, those are mine.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're pretty light.
Yeah.
Like, well balanced. Yeah, because
Well,
some of the reenacting swords can be a little bit hefty.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, when we fight to win, and you basically you're hitting your opponent, but your opponent's also your best mate. So at the end of the day, we've got to fight in a style that will give us the victor, but without hurting all your teammates. This is why we don't go using big, heavy, one-edged swords.
Yeah, no. And plus, well, you want manoeuvrability, and that would be, that felt like a lot more authentic than some of the other ones that are just made for bashing and crashing.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. It's, I think this is basically styled on the original size of a I-33. This one's basically just a flat-bladed one. You do get the tapered version as well.
With the diamond cross-section and stuff.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. But, I haven't gone with those just purely because I think this will last longer.
Okay. Yeah. And who's making it through to the final rounds in the longsword?
There's a couple of good guys in there.
Mainly from the free company. I'm just focusing on free company today.
James Shave, so Red, he's probably the one that's going to get through at the moment. I did make it through, but I've pulled out. I think he's going to do quite well, being a left-hander as well. He's
a bit unconventional and
technicality with his left. It's throwing a few people out, which is good because everyone else is right-handed here.
Yeah, it looks like height would help a little bit too.
Yeah,
like with reach.
No worries.
See you Tuesday, son.
No worries, thanks. So,
and Red, come through. I believe you're up soon.
Yeah. So I got into the first pool, 1-5, drew on the 6th. So now I've got all that sorted. I'm just hoping for the second selection and then hopefully finals. And then, happy days. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, well done, mate. Yeah, you've done really good.
Monkey I think Monkey was 3-1-3, lost 3, or 1-2, lost 3, 4, sorry. And I think Thug got 3-3. So.
Okay, and how many of you were competing when you come here, like initially?
I wasn't here for Sword and Buckler, but all 4 of us are here for today.
So 4, 4 of you.
3 of us yesterday, 4 today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, guys, for the interview, and
my pleasure.
Good luck, Red, with the rest of it. And it's unfortunate that you pulled yourself out. Maybe you could have just pulled your shots.
It's just safety of the others, mate.
Safety of the others.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right.
Just got to just hit them hard and keep going. That's it.
I walk out of here a winner anyway. People know who I am and what I do, and people come to watch me fight, and they know, like, there's plenty of fighters in there who've just said, like, don't do it, just keep going. But at the end of the day, it's the safety of others.
Yeah, well, you live and learn too, don't you? So, when's the next competition?
Possibly bailing up, yeah.
That's in August, isn't it?
August, yeah. Last week in August. So that's probably our biggest one of the year.
That is, big 2-day event.
2 days, 6 fights, I think. Yeah.
And any of you doing rapier, or just doing the... Okay.
Thug, I think, is doing it tomorrow.
Oh, Thug's on rapier tomorrow, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, guys.
No problems.
Cheers.
Good.